The Humane Society of Sedona is located on Shelby Drive in Sedona. Open daily from 10 to 4, they offer adoptable dogs, cats, and rabbits too. This Humane Society will host up to 1,000 animals a year. Volunteers are always needed in local rescues and animal shelters. Ask to speak with the volunteer coordinator. Visit the Humane Society of Sedona online or in person for more information about adopting a new pet.
Well, this handsome gentleman is named Peja, and he is one of our favorites here at the kennel. He's been with us a while. He came in December of 2012. He's a big boy, but he has turned into a real love bunny. He's about 4 years old. He's a Staffordshire Terrier mix. He's got beautiful coloring. He loves people. He loves to go on his walks. He's very potty trained. He's one of the first dogs that we take out, and he walks really well on his leash. He loves to get taken up to the park because he loves to play ball and run around and just have fun, but his favorite pastime is to sit on the table and give us licks and kisses and everything. So he is just a sweet, sweet, sweet boy. He's probably not going to be good with cats, and he should be with somebody that can handle a dog his size, although he's not, as I said, a difficult walk. He would be somebody who would be, I think, a couch potato in the house because he does love just to sit with people and get attention. He'd have to be introduced to other dogs. He could, be okay with some dogs, but maybe some not. But he just deserves a really, really good home because he is such a sweet, sweet, sweet boy. And we really hope that somebody will come and take a look at him and give him a chance because he's been with us for so long, as I said, and we've come to love him so much. We just want him to have a great home. So please come check him out. He really is one of our great boys, and he also has his adoption fee has already been paid. So he doesn't cost anything, but that shouldn't be the reason you come get him. Come get him because you love him. Okay, sweetheart? Yes. Here we have one of our newer arrivals. His name is Maxim, and he came to us on March 26th. He was transferred from another shelter to us, and he's a 1-year-old male heeler mix, and he is very, very smart, wants to learn a whole bunch of stuff. He's a little bit shy at first when you first meet him. He's really easy to walk. And he needs someone that's going to give him a lot of love and care. We don't think he got a good beginning to his life. And he probably should be the only dog in the house, at least initially. He seems to want to, get rough with some of the other pups at the shelter, so we're thinking that he'd be best by himself. Cats are probably not a good idea. Healers usually in cats, they want to chase them. They have a little bit of a prey instinct. But he's a really easy walk on his walk. He loves to walk on his harness, and he loves to, get attention. He loves his treats, although we're trying to teach him to take them a little nicer. I don't think he was used to getting treats before. But he would be, as a year old, he's got a lot of living to do, and he really would be a great dog, I think, for somebody who wants a dog that has a lot of energy and can give him a lot of exercise. He'd be a great hiking dog. And we just would love to see him go to a home where he would get the affection that he deserves, because he's a really sweet boy, aren't you? Yes, you are. So this is our Maxim. Well, this precious little fella is named Snickers, which is an appropriate name for him because he's full of energy and full of excitement every day. He moves around really fast. He loves to go on his walks. He came to us on March 18th, and he is a Jack Russell Terrier mix, about a year and a month old. And he could probably use a little training because he definitely knows what he wants. He's got his own mind. But he is very playful, very affectionate. He would get along, I think, good with other dogs if introduced, and they weren't too big for him. Probably cats are not a good idea. He'd be great in a household that had a lot of women, because he seems to like women. He wants to be the man of the house. He'd have to warm up to a male, but I think that's possible. He's been walked by some of our men walkers, so it just takes time. His one special needs is that he is allergic to some food products, so he has to be on grain-free food, on a grain-free diet. But he really is a funny little guy, because he will run around, he'll play in the yard, but he also loves to be held, he loves to get affection. He gives great kisses, yes you do. And so he'd be great in a household that wants a dog that has a lot of personality and high energy, and who you're willing to do a little bit of training with, but he's a really great guy, so we hope you come check out Mr. Snickers. Right, I know. This handsome lad is named Ike, and Ike is one of our newbies. He came to us in the beginning of February. He's a 1-year-old heeler mix, and he has been with the family. He was surrendered. He's lived with dogs and cats and kids, and he's very, very sweet and affectionate. His one challenge, though, is when he gets bored, he likes to escape, so he's jumped a fence multiple times. So if he's in a family that would give him a lot of love and attention, play with him, keep him busy, or if he was in a situation where he had a job to do, he would be great. He's very friendly. As I said, at a year old, he has a lot of living yet to do, and he would be really easy to walk, because you walk him on a harness. He's great to walk, but he does have a lot of energy. So he needs to be in a family that really wants to give him a lot of love and attention. Play ball with him. He loves to play ball, run around, and he gives good kisses too, don't you? Yes, you do. He gives very good kisses, and he's just a really, really sweet young boy who just needs another chance at life and somebody who's going to work with him. He's very smart as well, so I think he'd be very easy to train. So please come check him out, because he is a wonderful, wonderful boy, and he deserves a really good home. This is one of our younger gals. Her name is Nova. She's about a 2-year-old Staffordshire Terrier. She came to us in November as a stray, so we really don't have a lot of information about her. And when she first came in, she was really terrified. She'd obviously recently had a litter of puppies, so we really don't know what that was all about. But since she's been here, she's become a favorite of everybody's, because she's very loving. Once she gets to know you, she's very sweet. She walks really well on her harness, and she doesn't seem to care about other dogs. So dogs would have to be introduced with her, but we haven't seen her react negatively with any other dogs. And she probably would not be good with cats. Just the breed is just not known to be good with cats. But she's very, very sweet and very loving. And she would probably take a little bit of time to warm up to new people, but if you came and spent some time with her, once she gets to know you, you should see her reaction to a couple of the kennel staff these 2 young men that she loves. When they come out, she absolutely squeals. She has a totally different personality and runs around like crazy in the yard. So you can tell that once she gets to know somebody, she really warms up and is a loving, loving girl. But she's probably had a hard beginning to life, so we want to make sure she goes to a home that has some patience with her and a lot of love to give, and I think she would return it in dozen folds, right, sweetheart? So just come check her out. Her name is Nova.
After the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.
I actually work with special needs adults. One of our clients' mom is a Jackson Hewitt tax preparer. She said, you can get extra money for your expense for your driving. I got $3,000 back. I feel safe with Jackson Hewitt.
Wake up and live Moss at your local Cottonwood Taco Bell. The next generation of breakfast is here. Introducing the Waffle Taco, AM Crunch Wrap, Cinnabon Delights, and fresh brewed 100% Colombian coffee. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell located on Highway 89A and Coke Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
This wonderful guy, as you can see, is a boxer. His name is Hank, and he is about 1.5 years old. He has a lot of energy, and boxers, young boxers do have a lot of energy. You have to know the breed. He's going to need a little bit of training, although he's great on his walk. Somebody's obviously trained him to walk, so he walks very well on his harness and his leash. He is a dog that gets along with other dogs, so we do an introduction, but given that the other dog accepted him, it probably would not be a problem. He came in with another female boxer who was adopted, and so we know he does get along with other dogs. He is a dog that would be not good with cats, however, so we'd caution you about that. But he needs an owner who really wants a dog that is a lot of energy and a lot of and giving a lot of love. I mean, he wiggles his whole body when he walks. He loves to come up and give you sloppy kisses. He's really a cute boy, but he's going to require somebody that knows the breed and is willing to give him the time that he's going to need to develop into maturity. He's a VIP, so he's going to cost about $125, so that's just to let you know that. But if you like the breed and you are willing to work with him, we'd love to have you come and check him out up in the park and see if he's somebody that fits into your home. So this is our Hank. I know. Well, this gorgeous young girl is named Lola. And Lola came to us on April 7th. She is she's 1.5 years old Catahoula leopard dog mix. So she's got a bunch of stuff in her, but she's got some Catahoula in her. And she is just a sweet, sweet, sweet girl. She did live in a home with children, and she walks with another dog. So I think, given personalities would mesh, she could be good with another dog. She's going to require some training and lots of attention. I understand she gets bored when she doesn't have attention. So she's going to need a situation where she would get a lot of playtime, a lot of exercise because she is so young. She needs some training on her walk because she gets very excited when she gets out on the road. And she walks with her the kennel next to her dog, and they're funny because if he gets in front of her, she wants to scream and get in front of him. So she's very, very energetic, but she's got a sweet, sweet, sweet disposition. And she would love to play, I think, with young children. She'd be great with a family with some kids and have a yard to run around in to burn off some of the energy. She's, as 1.5 years old, she is going to live a long life yet, so she's got such perfect teeth, right? And as I said, she gives great kisses. See, gives great kisses. And she's just a really lovely young girl. So for a family that wants a dog with a lot of energy and is willing to spend some time with training, she would be a perfect, perfect fit. And we hope that you come and check her out. We can take her out on a walk or take her up to the park. You can see what she's all about. But she really is a sweet girl. And she came to us having had some puppies already at 1.5 years. So we don't know what happened with the puppies, but she's a a good, good girl. So please come check out Lola. Beautiful fellow is named Thor. He has a fabulous name because he's a fabulous boy. He's a 2-year-old lab mix who came to us on 9/26 as a surrender. He has lived in a home with kids and women and men, and he gets along fabulous with families. He also is great with female dogs. He was kenneled with another female dog for a while until she got adopted, but he doesn't like competition, so he's not good with other male dogs. He also probably would not be good with cats because he's very active. He's got a lot of energy. He's a great walk. He loves to walk. He'd be a great hiking dog because of his energy level. And his favorite pastime is to play ball. So he is like the Energizer Bunny with balls. You can throw balls, he'll bring them back, he'll drop them. You can tell him to go long and he'll run out and he'll catch them. So he's a great, great play dog for a family that wants somebody with high energy and a loving nature. Aren't you? Yes, you're a loving dog. And so we really hope you come and check him out because he really deserves to go to a great home. He's a super boy and one of our favorites here. So please come check out Thor. This handsome, lovely boy is named Champ. He came to us on April 22nd, and he is a 1.5-year-old golden lab mix. He's really stunning looking. And he is very, very young and exuberant and energetic. He has a lot to say. He kind of demands your attention when you're around because he loves to be petted, and most labs do. So he's going to need a little bit of training because he is so young. But he's, as you can see, he can also be calm, and he's a very easy walk when we take him on his walks on his harness, but he's very smart. He doesn't miss a trick on his walks. He sees everything. So we need somebody that is willing to give him some training and wants a dog that has a lot of energy. He loves to play, run around and play. He'd be great with balls. He'd be great in the yard. He'd be a good hiking dog. So he has a lot going for him. He just needs somebody that's going to give him a lot of love and attention. And he's just a very, very sweet guy. So we really hope that you come check him out so that he could go home, because I think he'd be a lot happier if he was in a home than here at the kennel, right? Mister? Yes? He's a good boy. So come check out our Champ.
After the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Humane Society of Sedona.
Verde Veterinary Hospital in Cottonwood is your full-service companion animal hospital and has achieved AAHA accreditation, reflecting total commitment to provide quality veterinary care throughout the life of your pet. Verde Vet provides comprehensive medical, surgical, and dental care and offers 24-hour emergency service and house calls. Heartworm testing, feline viral testing, and nail testing, all available without an appointment. Verde Veterinary Hospital.
To keep a file where I have everything that's tax deductible, then when I bring it in, it's all right there. When you first retire, you want to go to someone that you really have confidence in and that you trust, and I trust Jackson Hewitt. I'm Terry Morgan, and I'm a real Jackson Hewitt customer.
He is a 2-year-old guinea pig. He came to the shelter with his companion and they're up for adoption for a new home. He's very docile and very, very sweet. He's mostly black and white with some little black little brown patches on his ears and a little bit around his face. He seems very docile and very relaxed on my lap, and he doesn't know me, so he takes readily to strangers. I think that he would probably suit any sort of home, and we would probably give the cage away with the adoption, which is quite a nice large cage, and he's just really sweet. So young kids, old kids, a wonderful family member. And he's only 2, he's got quite a lot of his life left to go. Hello, little sweetie, you're very cute. Yes, you are. This kitty's name is Moon. He's black, he's soft. He was found as a stray wandering, but he's a sweet, gentle little guy, and he would probably suit any sort of home. He's very mellow, so I think he must have been loved in his past and got lost somewhere and then ended up here with us. He's 5 years old, and yeah, he's ready for adoption now. We haven't had him very long. He's very silky, very soft. This is Ty. He is 10 years old. He is a black and white kitty, otherwise known as a tuxedo, although tuxedos generally have a little bit more black. He's very sweet, very soft, very gentle. He's obedient and mellow. He would be great in any sort of family. He has lived with other cats and children and people, adults that is. So he would be a great addition to any family. He came in with his brother, it's not his age, but another one just looks just like him, a little bit younger, and they can go to either together or separately. So, and he's ready for his forever home. And he is currently at the front desk at the Humane Society of Sedona. This is Skeeter. Skeeter and Scooter are ready for adoption. They are 2 silver tabbies. They can go together or individually. They're just 8 months old, very, very sweet, very mellow, ready to play, and they will probably suit any sort of home. Young children would be okay because they're 8 months old, but anybody really. They are just very, very sweet-natured and took readily to strangers, sat on my lap, and is really, very relaxed.
After the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Humane Society of Sedona.
When you first retire, you go from having the income coming in to being on fixed income. You're worrying about keeping what you've got. And it's nice to know that I've got Jackson Hewitt to help take some of that worry off my shoulders.
We know life can be time-consuming, especially when you're running a business. You'd love to give more to your community, but you just can't find the time to do both. What if there was an easy way for you to run your business while giving back to your community? Would you do it? You can do both by enrolling in the new Payments in Kind Give Back program from National Processing Solutions. What is the Payments in Kind Give Back program? As an NPS merchant, NPS will give back 20% of their proceeds to any local charity or organization of your choice. The donation is in your name and is made at zero cost to you. To find out how, visit paymentsinkind.com or call us at 888-696-7783. That's 888-696-7783. The Payments in Kind Give Back Program, helping you help your community.
This is Ruby. Ruby is a beautiful long-haired kitty. She is very soft and she has kind of Maine Coon looks because she has these really fat paws and this beautiful fluffy fur and this beautiful bushy tail. She is really spectacular and she has this gorgeous personality, very friendly, very, very interactive, and really likes people. Now Ruby, what's special about Ruby is she is carrying the virus for FELV. FELV is feline leukemia, and just because a kitty is a carrier for it does not mean that they're ever going to show symptoms of the disease, and she should live to her natural lifespan. But the one thing that we do recommend is that she is a single cat household, so she can live with other dogs, with kids, whatever, but probably not with other kitties, because the virus can be spread through the saliva. So if she was grooming another kitty or another kitty was grooming her, it's possible that the virus could be spread. But other than that, she is a wonderful, wonderful cat. This is Cheeto. Cheeto is a beautiful 10-year-old tabby and white kitty. He came in with his sister, Zoe, who's been adopted, and he's feeling just a little bit lonely, but he really wants to be loved and he wants to give love, so I think it's actually going to make him really super affectionate now that his sister's gone to her new home. And he's pairing up a storm here on my lap right now, so I think that he's probably really quite a lap kitty. And being an older kitty, you know, he's not going to be that playful. I mean, all kitties like chasing laser lights, regardless of their age. But yeah, he's going to be a fairly quiet little guy, and he's just very, very sweet. He'd probably suit a quieter, older home. But yeah, he's very affectionate. This is Lola. She is 4.5 years old and she is a diluted calico. She really is a rather pretty girl. She's got kind of fluffy fur and she's got these beautiful, beautiful splashes of colour on her fur. So she's a great looking gal. She came from a home that had dogs and people, but she really is not into kids, but she does like dogs and other kitties. So pretty much any sort of home except for young children would suit her just great.
After the break, we'll visit with the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.
Wake up and live Moss at your local Cottonwood Taco Bell. The next generation of breakfast is here. Introducing the Waffle Taco, AM Crunch Wrap, Cinnabon Delights, and fresh brewed 100% Colombian coffee. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell located on Highway 89A and Coke Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Hey, it's your girl Jillian with a big offer called Switch and Save. Switch to Jackson Hewitt from any competitor and save $50 off your tax prep fees from last year. How cool is that? Check out the details on jacksonhewitt.com.
The Adopt for Life Center for Animals is located on Mingus Avenue in Cottonwood, open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 3. They offer many adoptable dogs and cats. Volunteers are always needed in local rescues and animal shelters. Ask to speak with the volunteer coordinator. Visit the Adopt for Life Center for Animals online or in person for more information about adopting a new pet.
This beautiful guy here is Benson. Benson's a 1 to 2 year old, probably a black or chocolate lab Staffordshire Terrier mix. He's a big guy. He's very, very strong, but he's also extremely gentle. And he's timid, a little bit shy in new situations. It takes a little bit of time to get to know you. But once he does, he'll just stick his head in your lap and curl right up and say, okay, you can give me as much loving as you want for as long as you want. He's excellent on his walks. He just walks right along with you. He doesn't pull whatsoever, which is probably a good thing because, like I say, he's a pretty powerful boy. Yes, he is. He's a real good guy. Likes to give kisses. I'm trying to keep him pointing to the camera right now because I'm sure he'd like to jump up in my face and give me a big lick. I think he'd be a real good family dog. His activity level isn't tremendously high. Still, I think just because of his size, you know, a good home with a fenced yard would probably be most appropriate for him. I don't know how he gets along with others. We haven't introduced him to any other dogs at this point in time. He doesn't seem to show any aggression. And like I say, he tends to be more timid than he is aggressive. So I'm not really sure how he would do. I think maybe with a good introduction, he'd be okay. I think he'd get along with everybody. And I guess that's all I can tell you about him. He's just gorgeous. I tell you, when you get him cleaned up and out in the sunshine, his coat just absolutely glistens. It's just so beautiful. So that's something to keep in mind. Get him nice and cleaned up, and take a good look at him and see what he looks like. You got a kiss for me? Thank you very, very much. This beautiful girl here is Jade. As you can see, she's a brown Staffordshire Terrier mix, we think. Probably, I'm going to guess, in the 1 to 2 year old range. She's a very good girl, very sweetheart, loves people, gets along with them pretty good. She does have some food aggression, so you would need to be careful. If she was not the only pet in the home, we would probably suggest that she be the only pet in the home. She does get along with children fine. So we're told, anyway. I have not exposed her to them or seen her by them, but we're told she likes children, so a family situation would be okay for her. She's got quite a bit of energy to her, and she can jump pretty well. So we would suggest a home with a fenced yard, and preferably a high fence that she probably can't get over, or one that, maybe a wall, stone fence or something that she can't, kind of dig in and try to climb up. She's pretty good on her walks. She pulls a little bit, but not dog sled kind of pulling. She likes to sniff and check things out a lot. She's very curious. And so she'll pull you from bush to bush just to get to it that second sooner so she can smell it and not let that smell get away from her. But other than that, she's really, really easygoing. As you can see, she's a very, very good girl. Just likes to get some attention and be loved. So that's my girl, Jade. Girl here is Lolly. Lolly is an absolute sweetheart. She is sweetness personified. She is just a really, really good girl. She's a bit on the timid and shy side. And once she gets to know you, that goes away. But first introduction, she's a little bit timid. New experiences, she's a little bit timid. But beyond that, she is just a sweetheart. She is a dream to walk. She just walks so easy, right alongside of you. Doesn't create any havoc whatsoever. Doesn't pull whatsoever. Gets along with other dogs really, really well. And she's just, like I say, she's sweetness personified. They're calling her a Shar-Pei mix, and I think that's just because of her muzzle. I don't see a whole lot more Shar-Pei about her other than that, but I would agree she probably has some in her, because that's a Shar-Pei face if I've ever seen one. She'd be an excellent pet for a family. She's got a pretty good energy level, but I don't know that it's, away from normal at all, but she would need some exercise. I think she'd like to have a fenced yard where she can get into things. But if it is a fenced yard, you're going to probably have to have a pretty good fence, because I've been told that you're a jumper and a runner. So you got to be a little bit careful on that issue. Other than that, I think she's just a great girl. And I even find it hard to see her being a runner, because she's just so easy to walk on a leash. I almost think she'd just stay by my side, although I can't take that risk. But nonetheless, just a really, really good girl. What you're seeing right now, her temperament, she's just easygoing, just kind of loves to get some attention from people. A real, real good girl. As I say, about 2 to 3 years old, if I didn't say that already. And just a good girl. Make a perfect animal for a family or an individual. She'd get along with everybody. And that's my girl, Lolly. This beautiful guy is Tex. Tex is a lab mix, about 3 to 4 years old. If you know anything about labs, you know everything about Tex, because he's a typical lab. He's a hunter. He sees those little lizards crawling around out there. He wants to get each and every one of them. And got a pretty good activity level on him. Not out of sight, but he's an active guy. He's going to need some exercise. I think he'd be a great trail dog with you. He'd be a real good one if you wanted to spend time to try to get him to learn how to hunt. He'd probably be good at that as well. He would probably do good in a yard with a fence. I just say that simply because he's going to need exercise. What you're seeing right now is kind of where he's at. He's got an activity level to him. It's just, he won't do good in a house by himself for long periods of time, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. He'll get along great with kids. He gets along great with everybody. Again, typical lab personality to him. I don't know if he likes water or not. I haven't experienced anything with that, but like most labs, my guess is he'd probably love to romp in some water as well. Children won't be any problem with him. He's just a lover. All he wants to do is climb up on your lap and get some loving and give you kisses and all that good stuff. So again, his name is Tex. He's a lab mix. He's 3 to 4 years old. He's got this very, very sweet personality. And I don't think you can go wrong with this guy. He's one of our better ones, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. This active little guy is Mosier. Mosier is a Shar-Pei mix of some sort. We sometimes kind of joke about him being our junkyard dog, because he's got that kind of a mean look on his face. But on the inside, he is just sweet as can be. He's a real lover, gets along with people just fine. and he gets along with other animals pretty good too. Unfortunately for him, we had him adopted once. He went home, the people had a Cocker Spaniel that we did a meet and greet, and they were fine here. But once they got in the home, the Cocker Spaniel decided, wait a minute, I'm not sure I want to share my house with anybody. So he kind of attacked Mosher. Now most of you are probably thinking, I'm going to tell you the Cocker Spaniel got hurt. Not at all. Mosher didn't even fight back. He just took what the Cocker Spaniel had to give out and just took it in stride and didn't do a thing. But the lady that owned him thought this isn't going to be good long term, so he ended up coming back to us. So we'd like to get him out to another home. He's an active guy, very strong. If you take him on his walks, he's going to pull you for the first couple 100 yards. After that, he slows down a little bit. And he's just a sweetheart. He really is. Hey you. I was, a home with a yard might be a real good idea for him. If you haven't figured that out yet. He needs to burn off some of this energy he's got, because he's got a ton of it. But just a really good dog, and his name is Mosher. Again, about a 3, 4, maybe year-old Shar-Pei mix of some sort, and just an absolute love bug. And that's Mosher. This big guy here, his name is Oriole. Oriole is a 2 to 3 year old. We've got him down as a lab mix. I'm thinking he might be a Border Collie Shepherd mix of some sort. I mean, he's got Border Collie coloring. He's got Border Collie movement in him. So I don't know, but that's just a guess on my part. He's really friendly. He loves people, loves attention. He's really, from that aspect, seems to get along with other animals. So I think he'd be a good dog for a home. His one problem is whoever his previous owner is must not have spent much time with him, because he's got zero manners. He pulls really hard on a walk. I'm 250 pounds, 6'2". We encountered a rabbit on our walk today, and it took every bit of energy and strength I had to hold him back. So he's got a prey instinct, I know that. And he's just going to need somebody that has lots of patience and enough strength and control to be able to keep him attentive enough to do the training with him. He's going to need a yard with a fence because of his activity level, and it's going to have to be a high fence, because when he stands up, he is really kind of tall, and he is, as I say, very active and very strong. My guess is that he would be over any routine fence pretty easily, so it's going to have to be a higher fence for him. Probably at least a 6-foot fence, I would guess. But other than that, he's really wonderful. He's a very friendly guy. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? Thank you for my kiss. So, you know, from that aspect, he's a wonderful dog. He's just going to need somebody with patience and the time to train him and the determination to train him. So that's my buddy Oriole. Okay, this beautiful little girl is Lolly. Lolly is a 2 to 3 year old Shar-Pei mix, we think. She is an extremely loving girl, but she's also very shy. She's not overly fond of men. She's just a little bit afraid of them, so she may have had some trouble with men in the past. But as you see, I mean, it's quite manageable. I think I'm a man and she's doing fine with me right now. So it's certainly a workable situation. And so I wouldn't really worry that much about it, but just kind of a heads up that if you're going to come and look at her and she's a little bit shy of you and you're a man, it's not because it's going to be a major problem for you, but you're just going to have to take a little bit more time with her till she gets to be able to trust you. She came in with a note that she's a runner, and I'm not quite sure what that means. Could have been that the animal control person had a hard time catching her. And it also probably has a lot to do with her timidness and her shyness, is that you know, she probably tries to avoid situations. But other than that, she's just a sweetheart. I took her for a walk this morning. She did very, very well. As I say, she's gentle, very, very loving once she gets to know you. She likes treats, so she can be treat motivated if you want to. And I think she'd make a great family dog. She's just got that personality to her that I think she's going to get along well with kids. And she doesn't seem to be at all aggressive or scared of other animals. So I think she'll do very, very well. I can't see any reason why she wouldn't be a perfect animal for anyone that's looking for a good little girl to take home with them. And that's Lolly. This beautiful guy is Hulk, or as we call him, the Hulkster. Hulk is a 2-year-old hound mix. He is extremely compact and powerful. He will pull you a little bit on his walks, at least when he first starts out. After that, he calms down a little bit. He's a total lover. He loves people like crazy, see, and he gives wonderful kisses. He just wants to be with his people, and he loves to play. If you've got kids that can toss balls and sticks to them, he will chase them all day long and wear your kids right down so you have a real good night's sleep afterwards. He is a bundle of energy. A home with a fenced yard is probably going to be the best match for him. As I say, he'd be fine with kids. He's a little selective in terms of other dogs. He's not overly aggressive, and then he's not overly friendly either. He would have to be, you know, slowly introduced to the other animal. I think things would be fine then. But he's not one that's going to run up and greet another dog and become instant friends with him, I don't think. He could fool you, but I think you're going to need to spend a little bit of time with him on that. He would be wonderful for an active family that could take him on hikes or vacations and things like that. As long as he's with his people, he is very, very, very happy. That's what he lives for. He lives for his humans, and he lives to play. And that's pretty much all I can tell you about him. Those are his great qualities. And can I have one more, Chris? Yeah, thank you for that. Okay. And that's my buddy Hulkster. This beautiful guy is Zilly. Zilly is our most senior resident here. He's been here for 13 months, which is way, way too long for an animal to be in this environment. So we really need to find him a home, and we need to find him a home quickly. Zilly's a 2 or 3 year old golden retriever mix of some sort. He's highly active, needs lots of exercise, but he's an absolute love bug. I love this guy. We've been together so long that we have a real special relationship, and I really need to find him somebody that can share the love that he has to give. Zilly is a very active fellow, so he would do best in a family that, you know, likes to hike or get out and be active themselves and can take him with them. He does not do very well with little kids. So if you have children, they'd have to be kind of older. He is not fond of cats whatsoever, and he doesn't do real well with other dogs either. So best combination for him would probably be, you know, a home with a young couple or a middle-aged couple, someone that's, you know, active lifestyle, doesn't have any children, or if they do have children, the children are older. And again, no pets, no other pets in the home would be the best suggestion for him. He will, with his energy level, he really needs to exercise a lot. So I would really suggest a fenced yard, a home with a fenced yard. The fence should probably be a higher fence because he's fully capable of, he's so big he could probably get over a smaller fence if he desired to do that. Hopefully he would like his house so much he wouldn't want to do that. You'd like your people, wouldn't you? Yeah. And And all around, he's just a wonderful, wonderful guy. He's so friendly with people. I kind of have to, because he's so big and crazy sometimes, I have to kind of manhandle him to get a leash and stuff on him, and he never ever shows any aggression whatsoever. So that's really a positive thing, and he'd just make a wonderful companion. He'll bond with you and just, you know, increase your happiness, I'm sure. And that's my good buddy Zilly. This active guy is Jojo. Jojo is an Australian Shepherd mix. He's got beautiful, beautiful coloring to him, beautiful eyes, beautiful personality. He's just a beautiful, beautiful guy. Right now he's looking for treats. He's highly motivated for treats, by the way, if you can't tell that already. He's an active guy. He's pretty powerful. Loves his walks and outdoor time. He's definitely an outdoor dog. He's got a thick coat on him, and he's really, really highly active. He's going to need a home with a fenced yard. An apartment just won't do for him. And if you're an active family and like to do walks or hunt or something like that, he'd be absolutely perfect. He's very alert. We were out walking today, and we came across a bunch of quail, and he smelled them before I saw them or heard them, and then all of a sudden they took off, and he was at full alert for that. He was ready to go. He was like, let me go, let me get at those guys. So he's a real good dog, again, for outdoor people. He'd be fine with kids, probably not small kids, because he's so active and playful that he jumps a lot, and that might be problematic. I don't know. He's not too bad, but he's bad enough that if it was a very small child with his size and power, he'd probably knock that child over, and we don't want that to happen. He's kind of indifferent toward other animals. He's not very aggressive that I can see. He doesn't present well in his cage, but other than that, he's really good. It's kind of a common trait for a lot of the dogs here. Once you get him out of the cage, he is a much different animal than he is in the cage. So that's our Jojo. I think with a little bit of training, he's going to really be a great dog for somebody. He's absolutely beautiful. And how about kisses? Can we get kisses? Good kisses. All right. This beautiful guy here is Jake. Jake is a 1 to 2 year old heeler mix. He does not have an off button on him. He's just go, go, go all the time. Very, very high energy. Very friendly, gets along pretty well with everybody. I think he'd be okay with other dogs. He's very curious about them. And I don't see any signs of aggression. There's no growling or snarling or anything when he comes near them. We generally try to keep the dogs separated here because we don't know much about them, but I think he'd do all right with another dog of equal energy level. He would not do well with a dog that's very calm because I'm afraid he'd just bug him to death. And that usually ends up in bad results. But this guy would be great for a family that's active, that likes to get out and hike and go to lakes and swim and stuff like that. I think he'd be perfect for that kind of a family. He won't do good in a confined kind of a situation. He'd need a fairly good sized yard with a fairly high fence where he can get out and get lots of exercise. Otherwise, he'll probably bug you guys to death because he doesn't stop. He just all go, 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 go. We have a hard time keeping weight on him because he's so active. He just burns everything off as fast as he can. But he is a sweetheart. Do you got kisses for me? Huh? No kisses? Okay. I didn't earn them, I'm sorry. But good guy, gets along with people, good family pet, I think. And that's my buddy Jake.
After the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.
Verde Veterinary Hospital in Cottonwood is your full-service companion animal hospital and has achieved AAHA accreditation, reflecting total commitment to provide quality veterinary care throughout the life of your pet. Verde Vet provides comprehensive medical, surgical, and dental care and offers 24-hour emergency service and house calls. Heartworm testing, feline viral testing, and nail testing, all available without an appointment. Verde Veterinary Hospital.
This is Hyde, 2-year-old male tabby. Don't let his appearance fool you. He got that ear from being a Romeo. He has a glorious smile, black lips when he chooses to smile at you. He likes other cats, gets along fine with anybody we've had him with. He doesn't like dogs, and he's looking for a place to live. Again, Hyde, a 2-year-old male, gray tabby, just looking for a home. So this is Oscar, about a 4-year-old male tabby. His owner was no longer able to care for him, so he wound up here at the shelter. He's very friendly. He gets along well with people. He loves to play, gets along with other cats, and he would make a great addition to anybody's home. Again, Oscar, 4-year-old male tabby. This is Gremlin. He's about 3 years old, a beautiful gray male cat. As you can see from his expression, he can be a bit mischievous at times. He loves to play, and he also can be a very nice lap cat. He was abandoned, although why anyone would abandon you, we don't know. But again, Gremlin, about 3 years old, male, gray, very friendly, and would love to go home with you. This is Snowy, 1-year-old female, very friendly, beautiful blue eyes, likes other cats, loves to play. She was a public drop-off from people who could no longer afford to keep her, so she's now looking for her forever home. And again, Snowy, a 1-year-old, beautiful female, looking for her forever home. This is Amber, 7-year-old female. She has a bit of a sad story. Her and her sister, Green Eyes, were surrendered to the shelter because their mom had to go into assisted living and could no longer care for them. So They've been slowly adjusting, and they would love to go home together. They've been raised and lived together their whole lives. They're very sweet, make great lap cats. And again, Amber, 7-year-old, female, and would be a great addition to any home. This is Arthur, a 4 or 5-year-old male tuxedo. Arthur had a bit of a hard life. He was apparently lost and not doing very well. He was all matted, living outdoors. Finally, he went and knocked on someone's door seeking help. They brought him to the shelter. We got him shaved. He's looking a lot better. He's putting on weight. He loves your lap. He's very, very friendly. He would need to be in a home with no small children or a dog. He would be fine with other cats. And again, Arthur, about a 4-year-old, beautiful male tuxedo, looking for a comfortable couch.
All animals leaving the Adopt for Life Center for Animals are given rabies vaccinations and are spayed or neutered. If the animal's not old enough, vouchers will be given to the adopted family. Visit the Adopt for Life Center for Animals on Mingus Avenue in Cottonwood to visit with any of the animals seen on this program. More pets are waiting for new homes at the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.